America is not dead yet. Although our Assistant Secretary of Health looks like this, and a lot of our bridges look like that, there are still a ton of opportunities in this country that make it a country worth living in. In our last episode of English Comprehensible Input, we discussed all of the reasons why the United States sucks. But in this episode, we'll talk about all of the wonderful things that this country has to offer you. I'm very happy to see you again, friend. Let's get into the video. Number 1, economic opportunities. According to tradingeconomics.com, the United States has a 4% unemployment rate. This means that 96% of people who want to have jobs already have them. Compare the 4% unemployment rate of the United States with many other Western countries that pay good wages, such as the UK with 4.4% unemployment, Germany with 5.9% unemployment, and Canada with 6.2%. And you'll see that it's pretty easy to get a job in the United States. Yeah, maybe it won't be your dream job, but you can definitely find work easily. Plus, the average income is higher in the United States than most of these other countries mentioned. Of course, it always depends on which industry you work in and your specific career path. However, in general, you'll make great money in the United States. Number 2, the entrepreneurial spirit in this country. In the United States, smart entrepreneurs have a wonderful environment to thrive or grow in. When I say smart, I mean knowing the tax laws, knowing how to market a product, knowing the specific regulations for the industry that you work in. And if you want to scale or grow quickly, then how to efficiently use debt to your advantage. Basically, in the United States, the US dollar is printed like in most countries. It's like paper the way it's printed. It's worthless to banks. They do not want to continue to keep US dollars in their bank. They would prefer to be able to lend it out to business owners so that they will invest it in their business and pay it back with interest. So it's relatively easy to get a loan in the United States. For example, Donald Trump, while he was building his real estate empire, he was hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. And yeah, if you want to do something amazing with your life and grow a business, in the United States, in general, you'll be supported because a lot of us want to see somebody we know get successful because it makes us feel like that too is possible for us. And this is especially true in places like Miami, Los Angeles, and Houston, where there are a ton of up-and-coming entrepreneurs on their way to success. Number 3, natural beauty. The United States is huge, and it has so much beautiful land to offer. From deserts to high mountains with snow on top, to beautiful lakes, oceans, and forests. Our country is so diverse and huge. I mean, for example, take France, Spain, Sweden, Finland, Norway, Poland, Italy, Ukraine, and Romania, and put them together, and you will almost have the same size as the United States, but not quite. Not even all of those countries together reach the size of the United States. Some of our many cool places that you could check out in the United States are Yosemite National Park in California. It's basically a bunch of amazing cliffs, waterfalls, and these giant sequoia trees. You've probably heard of the Grand Canyon as well, which is basically a huge hole in the ground that was carved by the Colorado River over millions of years. One I've personally seen is Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. This is a huge area with a bunch of hot springs and geysers. Another great one is Glacier National Park in Montana. You'll see snowy mountains, beautiful trees, and an icy river that is just perfect for a day of hiking. And of course, Clearwater Beach, Florida is a must mention because it's one of many extremely beautiful beaches with crystal clear water and beautiful white sand. Now for number 4, cultural diversity. My favorite part of my country is that it's home to everyone, regardless of the color of your skin, your origins, your religion, etc. For example, in my hometown, about 10% of the population are Asians. So my hometown now has a bunch of Asian cultures mixing together. I can go to a Vietnamese pho shop, or I can go to a Korean barbecue, or I can go get some Pakistani food. It's just that life is better when there's diversity and people coming together and sharing their culture. It's extremely exciting to me. And currently, I'm working far away from my hometown in a place called Scranton, Pennsylvania. You might have heard of it from the show The Office. And when I go to Walmart, it's probably about 7 out of every 10 people are speaking in a different language. It's an amazing experience to just be in a place where so many different people from different origins come together and live in peace. Hey, real quick, before we move on, I want to show you something that I have been using to learn French that will absolutely help you to advance in English. Recently, I heard of this thing called Lingopie, and I began using it myself, and it's been helping me learn French very quickly. It's basically an extension to Netflix, so we can watch all of the interesting content that Netflix has to offer, but we get a full transcript in the target language, and we get subtitles in our native language and the target language. And if that wasn't cool enough, we can actually click on words and sentences and get definitions while we're watching our show without having to pull out our translator. Plus, you can even add these words to a list and go over them later so you don't forget them. If you're interested in this offer, go to the description and you'll see a link down there for a 7-day free trial. If you don't like it, you'll pay nothing. But trust me, it's worth it. Let's get back to the video. Number 5, a strong military. While this can be a bad thing a lot of times, most of the time, it is good in a way. Look, it's nice to know that I'm not in a country that's easy to invade. I mean, think about the Ukrainians right now, or the French when the Nazis stormed Paris. That would be so scary. However, we're all confident here that nobody's really going to try and invade our country. I mean, if they did, they would be met with over 1 million active military men, along with 80 million armed citizens. So again, we're not scared of an invasion. Number 6, legal protection. In the United States, we have a lot of rights. For example, the right to bear arms, which means the right to have guns. So picture this. If somebody comes into your house at night and tries to kill you and your family, here in the United States, you have the right to kill them. Whereas in many places, Canada, you would be helpless and unable to protect yourself against an armed robber. Just listen to how this sheriff addresses or talks to a homeowner who shot at a person who was breaking in to his house.
I guess they think that they did something wrong, which they did not. If somebody's breaking in your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We prefer that you do, actually.
He said, they think that they did something wrong, which they did not, talking about the person who shot at the home invader. If somebody's breaking into your house, you are more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We actually prefer that you do. So yeah, this is a good thing for me, personally. I don't think that everybody should have a gun. Not at all. However, I do think that a good person should have the right to protect their family. Just my opinion. And the last one, number 7, quality of life. The USA is ranked 23 for having the best quality of life. We have the 6th highest wages in the world. We have the 8th most cars per capita. And we have some of the lowest tax rates in comparison with other Western countries. Plus, with the average salary, you only need to save up about 7 to 8 years to buy the average house. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but it's a lot better than the situation is in Canada. And maybe the United States is not getting better. Maybe it's not improving. But in this moment, we still have the biggest economy in the world. That's got to be worth something, right? So yeah, the United States is not what it was 30 years ago. However, it's still a good country to move to if you want to make money, grow a business, enjoy the nature, meet a lot of people from different backgrounds, and well, live well. If my last video sounded harsh, it's because there are a lot of issues in the United States. Like a lot. Just like any other country. And if you didn't see the last video, Why Americans Hate Their Country, check it out in the description of this video. If you're interested in getting the transcript and the flashcards so that you can better understand the vocabulary used in this video, check the link down below and click on the buymeacoffee.com link, where you can pay just a few bucks a month and get access to flashcards, transcripts, and more so that you can learn even better with my channel. Thank you so much for all of your support. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.